A city on fire, not figuratively, but literally. On the sweltering afternoon of July 30, 2025, the otherwise tranquil city of Tanba in Hyogo Prefecture found itself at the epicenter of a meteorological shockwave that reverberated across the nation. Thermometers in the city struck an unprecedented 41.2 degrees Celsius, officially marking the highest temperature ever recorded in Japan's history. This climatic anomaly left both meteorologists and residents in disbelief, with the Japan Meteorological Agency (JMA) calling it a historic moment, albeit a concerning one. As heatwaves intensify globally, Japan is facing more immediate and dangerous consequences than ever before. And nowhere is that more evident than in Tanba, a region traditionally known for its natural beauty, historic temples, and rural serenity, now thrust into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Residents in disarray. We've never felt heat like this. This isn't summer anymore, this is survival, said Keiko Hamada, a 62-year-old local shopkeeper who has lived in Tanba her whole life. I've seen hot summers, but nothing like today. The air itself feels angry. Children were kept indoors. Schools issued emergency closures. Seniors were urged to stay home. Despite efforts to avoid exposure, 3 residents were hospitalized with suspected heatstroke, highlighting the immediate human toll of the extreme weather event. The victims include a 75-year-old man found collapsed near his vegetable garden, a 9-year-old girl who had been attending a summer festival rehearsal, and a 38-year-old delivery driver who reportedly fainted inside his vehicle. All 3 are currently being treated at Tanba General Hospital, and while doctors say their conditions are stable, the cases underscore how quickly such heat can become lethal. Black swan, weather event or the new normal? The JMA, in its emergency press briefing, called the Tanba heat a regional anomaly driven by a deadlocked high-pressure system and continental heat convergence. However, experts warn that labeling it an anomaly may no longer be accurate. This is not just a freak event. This is part of a broader trend of intensifying heatwaves, said Dr. Ayumu Nakahara, a climate researcher at the University of Tokyo. We're now routinely seeing temperatures in the upper 30s across Honshu. 41.2 degrees Celsius is shocking, but don't be surprised if this becomes more common in the next 5 years. Meteorologists pointed out that hot air from China moved over the Sea of Japan and settled over central Honshu, while the Pacific High expanded unusually far northward, locking in the heat with nowhere to go. The atmosphere is acting like a pressure cooker, Nakahara added. Infrastructure pushes back, but is it enough? As the sun continued to blaze, local government offices, schools, and public transportation systems struggled to cope. The municipal government issued level 4 heat alerts, warning all citizens to avoid going outdoors between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. All buses were required to operate air conditioning at maximum capacity, and water stations were installed across the city center. Yet, power grids strained under the surge in air conditioning use, with reports of flickering lights and voltage drops in several neighborhoods. While a full blackout was narrowly avoided, officials warned that another such day could push the system past its limits. We were not designed for this kind of sustained temperature, admitted Tanba Mayor Hiroshi Fukumoto during an evening press conference. We're in uncharted territory. We ask all citizens to remain indoors and hydrated. Farmers hit hard. The crops are boiling in the ground. Agricultural damage also looms large, especially for a region like Tanba. Known for black soybeans, rice, and root vegetables. Farmer Daiki Nakamura, who operates a 4-hectare rice paddy near the outskirts of town, expressed concern. The soil is dry to the core. Even with irrigation, the water evaporates in minutes. My rice plants are literally burning before they can mature. Local agricultural cooperatives estimate that 30–40% of crops could be compromised if such heat continues for another week. There is also concern over livestock, as several chicken farms reported heat-induced deaths despite cooling systems. The cost of this day will be counted not just in hospitalizations but in harvest losses, said Tanba Agricultural Union Representative Misako Endo. National reaction, wake-up call for Japan. Social media lit up with messages of concern and disbelief. Tanba is hotter than Dubai today, read one viral tweet. Another user shared a screenshot comparing Tanba's 41.2 degrees Celsius to Death Valley, California, one of the hottest places on Earth. Chief Cabinet Secretary Taro Ishikawa addressed the situation in Tokyo, stating, "The government is closely monitoring the developing situation in Hyogo and other prefectures under heat advisories. We are prepared to dispatch additional emergency resources if needed." Meanwhile, climate activists use the opportunity to call for urgent national reforms on heat mitigation, more shaded walkways, stricter building codes for heat resilience, and emergency cooling centers for the elderly. This cannot be seen as just bad luck, said Yumiko Kato, a spokesperson for the NGO Green Japan Now. We need to recognize the long-term shifts at play here. Climate change is no longer theoretical, it's standing on our doorstep with a 41.2 degrees Celsius torch. Historical perspective, a record broken by degrees. Japan's previous all-time high temperature was 41.1 degrees Celsius, recorded in Kumagaya, Saitama Prefecture, on July 23, 2018. That record has stood as a symbol of Japan's vulnerability to extreme summer heatwaves, until today. Breaking that record by even a fraction is significant, said Dr. Nakahara, but surpassing it by a whole 0.1 degrees Celsius in a relatively rural area like Tanba, which typically experiences cooler conditions than Tokyo or Osaka, is deeply alarming. The JMA plans to analyze satellite and surface-level data from the Tanba region to determine what microclimatic factors contributed to the heat spike. Preparedness moving forward, are we ready for August? As July draws to a close, forecasters are warning that August could bring even more sustained heat. Already, 10 prefectures across Japan are under high heat alerts, and emergency services are bracing for a surge in heat stroke cases. The government is encouraging local municipalities to launch community heat patrols, especially in neighborhoods with high populations of elderly residents. Convenience stores in Hyogo have agreed to offer free bottled water for seniors during heat alerts. Tanba City Hall is also considering transforming some of its air-conditioned libraries and municipal buildings into 24-hour cooling shelters, especially for residents living in older homes without proper insulation. We may have survived this day, said Mayor Fukumoto, but summer is far from over. Final thoughts. What does this mean for Japan? The shocking 41.2 degrees Celsius record in Tanba is more than just a number. It's a symbol of how quickly nature is shifting around us. For a country known for its rich seasons, cultural festivals, and outdoor living, adapting to this new reality won't be easy, but it's now absolutely necessary. Citizens are encouraged to monitor official updates, hydrate regularly, use reflective clothing when outdoors, and check on vulnerable neighbors. If Tanba is a glimpse of Japan's future summers, then this is not just a regional incident, it is a national awakening. Key data points. Tanba City, Hyogo Prefecture. New record. 41.2 degrees Celsius, Japan's highest ever. 3 hospitalized with suspected heat stroke. Power grid strained, agricultural losses rising. National emergency response under review. Stay safe, stay cool, and stay informed.